Hello everyone,
Hi.
welcome to our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
My name is Debbys,
And this is Vic.
my sweet husband.
Oh, my beautiful and amazing wife.
Yeah.
All right.
So today we're talking about something very important,
Mm-hmm.
and it is money.
Money.
So
Owo, kudi, ego. If you're in Nigeria. All right.
yeah. So we are going to discuss how we made our first 1 million.
Yeah.
You know, myself and my husband, we have different targetries in life. He is a career man. He builds career, work with several organizations back home in Nigeria. And then me, I am an entrepreneur. I am a photographer. I studied innovative photography, and you can check us out on Facebook and Instagram. And we were able to, back home in Nigeria, from scratch, I was able to build that organization to a multi-million naira organization. And so it's been a journey for the both of us, and we just want to.
And she's still running it anyway, but with more focused on wedding photography now. Yeah.
Yes.
We still run that company
In Nigeria, so
yeah. Still delivering quality service. That shows that she has some structure in place.
yeah, so you should totally check us out on Facebook and Instagram. So we want to talk about how you can be successful in spite of, if you want to start your own business or you want to build a career, So what do you think, babe? What do you think has been your own secret over the years? Because when I met you, you were commanding millions of naira.
See you.
Yeah.
But you were richer than me when we met anyway. So I think I just need to say that there is this notion of people saying that when you are working for an organization, that they enslave you, and they pay you peanuts not to chase your dream. And so for me too, as a young man, when I came out of school, I had that ideology.
Okay.
Maybe I thank God for where I am. Sometimes you say I shouldn't always say, but I used to feel maybe I would have taken better career choices. Maybe if I've had better orientation from start, because initially I was thinking of wanting to do entrepreneurship, after my NYC days. So I was thinking of business, but there was no clarity. What kind of business do I want to start? There was really, really no clarity. So at the time, I was in between. So I was one of the young persons picked for this venture in management program at Lagos Business School. It was funded by Junior Achievement Nigeria and Accenture. So I'm an EFICO.
Wow, that's
good. I was one of the, I think I was the only youth corper picked from Rivers State.
Wow.
So it was a funded program. So I traveled down. So I think the first time I had great understanding about career development options, a bit of entrepreneurship, was actually in that program.
Okay.
So, but I didn't make up my mind if I really wanted to go into career. All right. So I wanted to see if I could try business. But in the process of that, a few of my friends work with Deloitte and different other organizations because they came during that program to see how they can do like recruitment,
Okay.
But me, I didn't even go. I didn't go because I was thinking that, this thing is not my thing. And, the idea of people saying that when you are working for somebody, you are being a slave, they pay you not to chase after your dream, I've heard motivational speaking that has made me start thinking that way.
So if you want to pursue your dream.
Really, I wanted to. So I just put that aside. But after my service year, something happened that took me off through that career path. There was this company, Snappy Labs. I did a training with them when I was in Lagos. When I was out from school, I was about graduating. I was already thinking of what is the next level of life. I studied geology, but I just asked myself how many jobs are available for geologists, looking for a job in oil companies and stuff. So I like, okay, what other things do I want to do? I noticed that, okay, I like to communicate effectively. I love to tell stories, and I like to just meet people, want to sell something to somebody, pitch things to people. So I felt that, okay, maybe I could look at a career in marketing, communication, content, or something like that. So I went to that company later. They are in Port Harcourt, but I did the training with them in Lagos.
Okay.
So I did a training with them in Lagos on, you know, how to run a bit of internet business and stuff. I made small money from a bit of affiliate marketing online then, you know. So, and then a bit of information marketing. I made some small money from him selling information to people, packaging them and selling to people, you know. So I did a little bit of business anyway.
How
But
do
you know,
sell information?
yeah, I sell information like you can package them into an ebook,
Oh,
or
okay.
you could package them. Now, that time, the information I was selling, well, what was I even selling that time? So what did I even sell that time? Okay, I sold all these GSM phone numbers. Like there was this company like that. I don't know the connect they have where they have SMS. No, they have SMS of different persons from state to state. They were in millions. There are like many in the Excel sheet. They package it. I bought it from them. So when I bought it from them, me too, I resold it, and I bought it maybe nearly 30 or 40k from them. At that time, you can imagine how much. I started selling it for like 15,000-20,000 naira. I packaged my own, but I now look for one free ebook. The free ebook is how to sell through bulk SMS. It was a free ebook. So there's something they call private label resale. Like you can
buy the ebook
you can repackage it into your own. So I did not need to write a new ebook. So I just repackage it, and then I start selling. I say, okay, I'll give you this ebook on how you can sell your business to people through bulk SMS, and at the same time you can get this thing from me. So I think I was doing it for 15k or 20k. So I got some orders anyway. Maybe nearly like 5 orders or 4 orders also. So I cashed out. I made more than what I invested into. So I think during that time, that was when I went to that Snappy Labs. I was about being done with my service. So I went there. I saw what they were doing. They were building tech businesses and all that. And I felt like, okay, maybe I want to be part of these people just to learn for a while. And when I went there, I spoke to them, you know, based on the training I did before and stuff. They, you know, look at my skill, and, you know, thanks to Ifyok anyway, that is the CEO of Snappy Lab. So he gave me opportunity to come in and started as a content developer. So I was writing content, and I was by the side supporting with customer service online.
So doing something that was like way different from what you studied.
Different from what I studied. Geology. Yeah? So, and they gave me that offer like a week before my POP. So I got a job with a week before my POP and joined them. The pay was I think like 60k also was the startup pay at that time.
60k after NYC is a big deal for so many people anyways. And so that's just still writing content. So I'm going to be interjecting.
Yeah, so let's hear your own part, and then we continue.
So my own journey started from an undergraduate. I've always said something about me. I'm passionate about so many things, but the most important thing that is my motivation is money. I cannot lie. So when I was in school, I did physics in Ademi College of Education, Ondo. And then even as an undergraduate, at a point, I started selling memory cards because I found somewhere in Akure that I could get it cheaper, very cheap. I'll just buy it in bulk and then sell it to my classmates in school. And then after some time, I stopped selling that, and then I discovered that I really loved photography. I like the creativity. I cannot lie, that one is there. So I now attended a training. I saw a training one day that says, oh, come and learn how to remove background and all of that, 1,000 naira in school. I went to my mom to beg her that she should please give me 1,000 naira. My mom was doing shakara for me. I should have begged her very well. She now gave me. I went for that training. So just a 2-day training.
Sorry, babe, before you continue, I think one thing that was common between what you said is training, like knowledge. You have to seek knowledge. So I think as we move on, we just bring some point out that in this journey, while trying to make some, we've not arrived, but at least, you know,
we have gotten somewhere
something,
that we
you know,
feel
like we feel that okay,
if someone replicates what we did, they will definitely be successful. So I just took that training, and I remember my first picture that I photoshopped. The person was oblong, like it was long like this in the picture, and I printed it out. So I started printing out pictures for my friends. I'll collect 17 naira from them go to the lab, print it for 13 naira. That's like making 15 naira on each picture, and it just looked like some cool money, you know. As a student, I did not really have needs like that, but you know, buy recharge cards, buy data, and just have extra money to flex, you know. So it sounds like a good deal. Then I went for my NYSC, and when I went for my NYSC, I totally forgot all about photography. Even though I had bought a camera then, I got this MTN Foundation scholarship. They gave me money. They gave me about 200k. So I used that money to buy a very small camera. But when I went for my NYSC, because I was in a new environment without all the people I know, sorry.
Sorry.
I need water.
Oh.
Okay, I'll just try to keep talking. So I found something else caught my fancy during NYSC, which was this NYSC Said. I saw this Ankara craft. The beautiful thing I liked about Ankara craft was that you turn that Ankara craft into something beautiful: bags, shoes, neck pieces, and all of that. So then, you know, when I went for NYSC, I did not have money. It's not like I had big money, but I had to call my mom that she should please give me money. I don't know if she sent the money to me, but they gave us money on camp. Do you remember that money?
Yeah.
That our first allowance on camp. I remember that was what I used to pay that woman, that I want to learn. And it was really a beautiful thing. I learned very fast. That at some point I was even helping her to train new people that were coming in. So when she was leaving after the side, all of the things that was remaining, like the gum, some plastic that she did not want to carry back to Lagos, she just gave it to me, because I was even helping her at that point to train other coppers. So she just gave them to me. So anybody that says they want to train, or people that were reaching out to her, she would just direct them to me, because she knew that I really know the craft just from 3 weeks or 2 weeks that I learned from her. And that was how I started Ankara craft during NYSC. And it was a nice one for me. At some point, even someone abroad reached out to me and sent money to do some Ankara craft.
I think another thing Debbys trying to say, so that we can, is she's saying that you learn a skill.
Yeah.
So we spoke about training, we spoke about information or exposure to knowledge. Then another thing I can learn from what she's saying is that she went she got trained.
Yeah.
All right. So or acquire a skill, you know, that's another thing, because you need to have something to sell, or you need to have something to deliver something. So just as I was saying, my first job was going in for content. It was a skill I have. A lot of it was more a bit natural. Then I had to begin to see how to sharpen it, but there is a skill. So you need to be able to trade skill for money. So if you don't have skill that you can deliver certain service
then
or product to people, nobody will pay you. So that's one thing I'm trying to.
I like the way you broke it down, because I wasn't even thinking about it that way then. I just felt that I wanted to learn this thing, and it was nice. So that was then after NYSC, I got back into photography. No, I taught for a while. You know, I studied physics, so I tried teaching for a while, but I discovered that one, teaching is not my cup of tea. And then the pay was really, really very low. Like I told you, my motivation is money. So when I was teaching, my boss then, that was my photography boss, invited me for one photography gig. You know, like I just came to carry light and hold mic for him. And then after that ceremony, 2 days he paid my tea fare, then gave me 1,000 naira. So I was like, okay, so no, it was not 2 days, it was 1 day. I was like, oh, so my 1 day is worth 1,000 naira in photography, whereas as a teacher I was being paid 14,000 naira per month. So I now calculated that even this 14,000 naira that I'm collecting, maybe 14 or 18,000, that means that I don't even earn up to 500 naira in a day. And you do all of those hard work, go to class, teach, wake up in the morning very early, set exams, mark exams, you know, all of those things. So that was when I started discovering that no, photography, teaching is not my cup of tea. So I started taking photography very seriously. So first thing, I was passionate about photography. I really love taking pictures of people. Then money was another motivation, and that was when I now really put my head down and calm down to learn. I also took training, because at some point I was not happy with what I was dishing out. you know. A close friend of mine, when she wanted to do her wedding, that was like a breaking point for me. When she wanted to do her wedding, I was already planning the wedding with her and doing all of those things with her, but she was like, Itunu, I'm sorry, you are not the one. You won't be covering my wedding ceremony.
That's to just tell you that at that time you are not valuable enough.
Yes,
you are not skillful enough.
She said it as a matter of
fact. No matter how close you are to people, everybody loves to go towards where there is excellence. So it's their wedding day.
They
and
want
so
the best.
Don't get hurt when somebody say, oh, you cannot, I can't give you this job to do, even though you are their friend, because everybody is looking for excellence and people can pay for that.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do, you would have done it maybe half the price that the photographer was going to collect.
Have really done a very nice thing for her.
That was a challenge for her to up her game, to know that.
She just told me that she's sorry. One thing I appreciated was her honesty, because some people will just, that try to play politics with you. And then I even bought Ashwebi, but I did not mind. I just thought that it's not a problem. We're still planning for the wedding. I bought Ashwebi. I was going to attend our wedding, but that just like gave me a call, like, that. So that day I was doing my master's, I said, so I was already done with the first and second semester. So the third semester I was supposed to pay for my hostel, but I didn't pay. So that 15,000 naira, I took it to Olayinka Ojo, which was my boss, and said, I want to learn photography. Take this money. So I became homeless in Ibadan. I was still doing my master's. I'm in my third semester, so there's really no lectures, just project. So I gave it to him. So I'll always travel to Ondo and then start my lecture from what is photography, and then come when I need to do something in Ondo, scout with my friends, and then go back. So that was how I was living then. But the beautiful thing that happened was that, I told you I took that challenge, and the photography training was like 3 months training. So before my friend's wedding, I was already delivering good work based on that training. Do you get? So our wedding was coming up. Someone reached out to me that, oh, can you take this wedding in Lagos? And it clashed with that date. So I was like, oh yeah, of course. Like I said, follow the money. So even though I had bought Ashwebi for our wedding and all, I couldn't attend. I just got the Ashwebi. Then I went for that, my friend's, the client's wedding that I had. Took lovely pictures, started posting their pictures, and the pictures went viral. That my friend was like, it's no, if I had known, I would have invited you for my wedding, because the photographer that came did nonsense, did rubbish, collected a lot of money, and could not even deliver on their wedding pictures. I felt so bad for her, but I was happy because that means there was a change. And
so another lesson I would say that learn from what she's saying before we go back to my own story is that packaging. The person that they gave the job might not be that good, but he had a good packaging. Maybe he had a way of selling himself. So you need to understand that no matter how skillful you are, if you don't know how to sell, you still not be able to make money. Because somebody might not be as skillful as you are, but he has good packaging and branding, and he can sell himself, and people will pay the person more than they are going to pay you.
Because they feel they will get value.
They feel they will
more
get value
from that person.
And yet it might not be true. So I think one skill everybody needs to learn, which also even in career also that I learned, is how to sell yourself, how to package yourself. When we moved and I was trying to get a professional role here, when I sit down and I'm trying to interview and pitch myself, my wife would just be looking, and she'll be like, oh wow. So but that is the truth. In a way, I'm an employee. I'm trying to sell my service to an employer. I'm selling my market. So I have to sell myself well. If not, nobody will hire me.
My babe, when it does interview, I'm always like, wow, like I have done this, I did this, I got this result for doing this. I'm like, okay. This whole career stuff is new to me, being an entrepreneur. But I now discovered that there's another world out there, and people are making so much money just by selling themselves. You are the person selling yourself. They need your services. You can decide the price that you want to be paid.
If you feel you are above that price that somebody is offering you, that you said no, you keep moving.
So that
sometimes you could take it. Why keep looking for another?
So that's just one of the beautiful things about career. Babe, over to you.
So so for me, at the time, I decided to leave Port Harcourt. I worked there for like 8 or 9 months. I decided to leave to Lagos. So I actually left to Lagos. But before I left to Lagos, the whole returning back to business thing was still part of me.
Okay.
So I came to Lagos. In December. When I came, I told my mom then that I wanted to do business and stuff. My mom was like, well, go and look for a job, this, that. So, coming from a home where that's not their thing, that was very challenging. I registered a business. I registered a business called Digital Solutions. I provided some online solutions to like maybe one or I think 1 or 2 companies. So, but the money wasn't, I didn't get every client, so the money was not really there like that. During that time, somebody introduced me to Forever Living Products. If you have heard of all this network marketing business. So
you're doing network
so
marketing.
I joined the network marketing business, quite all right. But I left because at the time, I felt no, this was not something I want to do. It could be your own path to success, because I know many successful network marketers, but there were other things I wanted to do. So most times when I see people, instead of having that mindset of building relationship, building network, I'm always thinking of inviting them to my network business, and then I used to spoil the relationship. Some have had bad experiences with companies like GNLD and other stuff. So to cut the long story short, I made small money from there anyway. I made some small money from there. So, but eventually, I spoke to myself and said, this thing you want to do, it's a professional service. You don't really have so much expertise and experience. You've not stayed in a place to understand how this thing is being done. Okay? You need to go back into the corporate world and work. So I started applying for jobs. Literally, in January, I started applying for jobs then. And so I got another job with Terradoxa, which is they are now rebranded as TDX. I got a job as a digital marketing lead. So I started working there, earned some money above what I was earning initially. Where I was, there was like maybe it doubled, something like that. Yeah, it doubled. Yeah, my take home doubled compared to what I was receiving when I initially started. So I started saving. That's another thing, savings. I started saving. I'm quite strong in savings. That's one thing I would say. Maybe because of my background also. I didn't have all the leisure of everything I want. So I was quite strong in savings because I always had dreams of what to do. So yeah, literally, yeah, I moved into the part of career fully, but by the side, I was also a hustler. All right. So what I mean by that is that I was looking for side things to do. For example, when I was working with that company, I started a farm in Ogun State. Yeah. So I lost money too in the farm, but that is a story for another day. Today I can't tell you all the story of my financial journey. Yeah. But what we are trying to bring out in this video is that we tell you at the point where we made our first 1 million, and we're trying to say that you can make it either as an entrepreneur or as an employee. Yeah. That's what we're trying to say. That don't let anybody tell you that if you are working for somebody, you are killing your dream. That's not true. Some people can make a lot by I've seen millionaires.
You are making a lot from being a career person.
Yeah. Do you get? So and she also at the time made a lot being an entrepreneur. So and for me, so I made my money from being an employee. Then I now started investing. So that's how I made a whole lot of my money. The initial money was through my job.
Okay,
but
able to save.
Then I was able to save and then started investing. So that's one thing you need to look at when you are an employee. Sometimes you might not get a job that what they are giving you might be able to lead you to that place to become a millionaire until maybe you get to some certain years in your career and you can command that amount of money, which many people get to. Is all around how you improve yourself and how you package yourself. Yeah. All right. But I'm trying to say that at the time where I hit my first 1 million, it was not as if I was paid that money, but it was on the basis of the fact that I was saving and then I saved and I invested. So I started investing in agri and I also invested in stock. All right. So I invested in stock. I think I still have some stock. I sold part of it, but I still have some like that, So as I invested in stock, as I learning about stock, I learned about stock investment in secondary school through one big brother of mine, brother Mike. I bought shares then and it crashed. So I went for a competition. I won money, maybe nearly 50K or so then in secondary school. That was the money I won. And brother Mike helped me and advised me to invest into stock. Though it crashed, but it was a lesson for me. So later on I still invested into stock. So I was doing farming by the side. My mom's brother was a farmer, so I went to him to understand certain things. Farming. I lost money. I can't lie to you, but I also made money. All right. So one thing I will say is that also when you are working and you want to invest, don't invest into something you don't know.
Like,
then don't
do your research.
Don't invest into something you don't have control over. That was a mistake I made. I left my farming stuff to the hands of someone,
and then you left.
I left. Okay, so a lot happened. I lost some money. I didn't get much yield as I needed to get. So I worked there for a while. During that time, I was collecting some website jobs too, website development job.
Can you develop?
I don't develop website, but I know the in and out of web design because I was working with a digital and advertising agency.
Okay.
All right. So at the time, I moved from digital marketing lead to project manager digital. So I was managing all the projects, like designing websites, designing strategies. So I understand. So I just outsource. So I'll just look for a friend that design website, negotiate with them and say, guy, I get this job for you and stuff like that. And so I made some side money apart from the job.
Okay.
Just because we're really taking some time, so I'm just trying to be very fast. So I left there. I moved to IITA. So the money I was earning where I was before coming to IITA, what IITA was paying me double. So that's why I'll say, look at that. When you want to change a job, don't just so you are going to a place, negotiate a better offer. So if you look at it, each of the places I was going to, I was doubling what I was my take home was. So
at some point, the money you was earning, even an entrepreneur, depending on what level you are operating in, you might not be able to earn that in a month. Do you get? So that's why I said there's also a successful career in being a career person.
Yeah.
It's just that you have to set goals for yourself. This is what I want to be. What value can I add to myself to be that person that is being paid this amount? Do you get? So if you want to be earning 400K, 500K in a month, the people that are earning it, they don't have 2 heads.
Yeah.
What did they learn? What kind of skills do they have? Because the thing is that everybody cannot be an entrepreneur. Everybody do not even have the grace to be an entrepreneur. Do you get? When I met my babe, one business he was doing, me just going there once, I told him this thing cannot work.
Yeah.
And he has been doing it before I met him, but immediately I saw him, I said this thing cannot work, that I think you should pull out of it. Then few months after or few weeks after, he was now seeing what I saw that day. That is because me as an entrepreneur, I don't have to think about it. I already just seen all the facts. I can know if something can work or not. So I've discovered that everybody cannot have that sixth sense of being an entrepreneur. And if you are not an entrepreneur, you will just be struggling with managing. You can have the skill quite alright. You can be a good photographer, but if you are not a good businessman or businesswoman, you might not be able to understand the business of photography enough to succeed as a photographer.
Yeah.
Do you get? So one thing I said for myself was, I set a goal. I said I want to be the most sought after photographer as far as Christian weddings are concerned. And then that was just the goal I set out to do. When
I think another thing I can hear from what you say is also niche.
Yes.
It's also niche, find a niche, and try to be good in that thing. And the same thing too applies to career. I had to build skills. I had to attend trainings by Google. At the time, I was a trainer for this Google Digital Skills for Africa stuff. I wanted to learn. So I was learning. Terrac Dogs, as especially, that is TDS agency, helped me a lot in learning a lot of things about digital marketing and some other stuff before I later moved into more of project and other aspects. And even currently, I'm seeing the process of trying to transition to another career path where I felt that there seems to be more demand for it, and they seems to pay higher also.
Follow the money.
Yeah, so I'm seeing the process of, because now in the next how many years I want to dedicate it to building, still building my career. But a time will come that I want to move into certain level of business and investment, more of investment, doing a bit of investment, like, and stuff. I have plans, but I will say that thus far, the money I've made, I think I made my first million, I think at 28 or so. I was 28 then. In Nigeria, I think I was 28. Yeah. So, and that was it.
Yeah. I think I've made my own first million before 25.
Yeah, you get. So that is so. It's not about when you make it or anything. You get what I'm trying to say. So, but that is it for me. But I made it through my job, through savings. All right. So I was saving, and 1 month I just noticed that my money hit 1 million.
And then you got this bonus too.
Yeah. I didn't even mention about the bonus. Yeah, I got a bonus based on performance that maybe nearly 2M or something and like that.
That is just from work.
But before then, I've already made my first 1M. When it hits my account, I say, oh no, I'm a millionaire.
Yes,
I didn't want to remove the money itself from my account. I just wanted to be seeing it there that a million has reached my account. But that was a stage. At the time, that was really not an aim again. Cool, I started thinking of, how do I move it to 2 million? How do I move it to 10 million and stuff like that? And so I started thinking that way. But really, that's it. I made it from a career. It's about value. It's about developing yourself,
setting goals,
and
also you are not a tree. If something is not working for you,
move.
Don't waste your time.
And then
if you are in a job that's paying you peanuts, start planning your exit strategy.
And then, babe, I also
if your business is not working, look for another business to do.
I also need to also say that when it comes to career, there's nothing emotional about it. What I'm saying is that if you need to move. If you feel that you are not being treated well, or you feel that you are worth more, like you have improved, you have increased, you see what you are giving, and then you demand and say, okay, I think I should be paid this, and then the person is saying, look for another place that can
do interview,
that can offer that. And then I also want you to see yourself that when you are an employee, you are the product that you are selling. So improve yourself, and then sell yourself with confidence. I've tried many interviews. Some of them, they didn't pick me, but I never gave up. I've applied, even coming here, I've applied for several jobs. Some of them, they didn't take me. Some of them, you don't have experience of our this thing and stuff. But I didn't give up. I just told myself, listen, I know my worth. I'm not going to give up and say, okay, because I'm in a new place, I don't have the education and all that, so I'm not going to get. No, I didn't believe that. And I think between the short 6 months or how many months, I've had to move like two jobs.
Like
so
there's not 2 jobs, professional jobs.
Yeah, and I'm still trying to grow and move again to somewhere somewhere better and bigger.
Basically surviving now because he has a professional job, and it's based on the career he has built all these years. So I'll always say that be intentional about your life. Don't just live your life to whatever happens. If I get this job, fine. If I don't get it, fine. Just be intentional and then keep building, and then you'll be successful.
And just know that financial breakthrough will not just come by prayer and fasting. You have to be very intentional. All right, very intentional. You have to have a map out plan to say this is what you want to do, this is where you want to get to, and stuff like that. It won't just come by fasting and praying. You have to be very intentional about it. And as we say in summary, is that you must offer a service or a product that people will pay you for it. Either you are somebody, you have a skill, you can even be a master of a ceremony, you know how to talk, and you are MC of an event, people pay you for that service. You know how to sing.
You have
people
to learn
pay
to
you for
monetize it first of all.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Some people have skills that they can turn into money, but they are just doing it for free and just singing in their house.
I forgot to tell you that I also earn money from public speaking, even though it's not that much, but I've earned at least maybe in a year, maybe sometimes I earn like 200
there was
or
one place
250
he went to speak
also.
That I followed him, and they gave him, was it 50K?
Like 50K, right?
And then the coolest part of it was the cooler of rice. Oh God, they will not use food to carry away. cooler of rice that they gave him and everything. I'm like, oh yes. I'm his girlfriend. I'm his wife. Then please bring it. Let's carry it.
So I've also made some income from public speaking here and there. Sometimes averagely in a month, sometimes maybe 30k, 50k comes through public speaking, and that takes care of a whole lot of things and adds to stuff. So I try to hone my skills in that area and sharpen my skills in that regard. There was a time too I was doing like article writing also for a company, and they pay me for that. So listen, the thing is just that you need to just own your skill. You need to learn to monetize it. All right, so that's why I said learn to monetize whatever skill you have, and then learn to sell, learn to package whatsoever you are doing into a product, and then you sell. For example, currently I'm my product, so I am a product, so I keep improving myself. I keep getting skills that is needed in the market so that I can improve my CV and I'm able to sell myself. I always tell people, if you apply for a job and people did not call you for an interview, there are different things involved. There's possibility that you didn't look at the job specification well, what they are looking out for, and then you just apply randomly. You don't do that. Every job is not meant for you. So do your research. Another thing could be that your CV is not strong. Your CV is what sells you when you are not there. So if people can see your CV and they don't feel that they should call, your CV is not strong enough. But if you are gaining invite and then you are not getting the job, then that could be the place of you now working on your selling skills, how to sell yourself, pitch yourself, bold, and then maybe certain skills that they are looking for, you go back to acquire those skills.
Is it Excel, to know how to work on Excel? Is it Microsoft? What are the soft skills that you can learn? There are some skills that literally in 1 week or 2 weeks you can know how to do them, but you are sleeping on it because you don't take it seriously, and that might just be why you're not getting that's your dream job. So it's just a whole lot, but just be intentional.
So, and in all, both your business, both in your career, think the future. Certain jobs are not going to be needed again in the nearest future. Certain businesses are not going to be relevant again in the nearest future. So when doing that, please think ahead, think the future, and make sure you can make career changes as much as possible, and you can make business transition as much as possible. In all too, if you are in business, look for a way to see how to integrate a bit of technology, or looks in a way that is how you are offering it and the way you are doing it is different and is in line with how the trend of things are going and how the world is moving, so that in the next few years you'll not be out of business, you'll not be out of job. We hope you've learned something today on some of the things we did on our journey towards making our first million. We are not there yet, so we hope to get there where we could become heavy financials for the gospel.
The next goal is to make £1 million. Oh my God, that would be so cool.
That'd be so cool.
But that's our next goal, so we are working towards it one day at a time.
All right. Bye.